This is the Sig Sauer Legion P226 9mm double action single action. The Sig Sauer Legion was Sig's entry into the lifestyle of tacticalness, offering a pistol with, in my opinion, were the perfect balance of features to give you a superior shooting experience in a reliable, carryable firearm. You can always pick a Legion out because of the color, the lambda emblem, and I mean it says Legion on the gun. And just so I can do this and get it out of the way, if you buy a new one, you get this awesome case, and honestly, no joke, this is one of the nicest cases I've ever had in my entire life. It's very nice, very plush, squishy, and keeps your pistol really nice. Not even upset about the case, and you get this cool challenge coin which has your model on there. Look at that. The Sig Sauer Legion P226 loaded with 15 rounds of 124 grain plus P. Golden Saber ammunition. Weighs in at 2 pounds, 7.6 ounces. Plussed up to hold 16 rounds. 2 pounds, 8 ounces even. And with the Surefire X300 Legion Light, weighs in at 2 pounds, 12.3 ounces. The Sig Sauer Legion, loaded with an 18 round Metgar mag, loaded with 18 rounds of Golden Saber 124 grain plus P ammunition, weighs in at 2 pounds, 8.8 ounces, plussed up to hold 19 rounds, is 2 pounds, 9.3 ounces, and with the same Surefire X300 Ultra Legion Light, weighs in at 2 pounds, 13.5 ounces. Being a Sig 226, you get a few different magazine options. From the factory, you're going to get the new all black Sig Sauer magazines that are painted and have the Made in USA markings. They will hold 15 rounds for your flush fit capacity, 10 if you're in a socialist state. You also have Metgar magazines that hold 18 rounds that used to make magazines for Sig, which will give you a close to flush fit. There's also a +2 on this magazine that'll go about twice that distance down to give you 20 rounds. Sig also makes a 20 round magazine, so you have a slew of magazine options for the Sig P226. One fully loaded 15 round Sig Sauer Made in USA magazine, loaded with 15 rounds of Golden Saber 124 plus P, weighs in at 9.8 ounces. One Metgar 18 round magazine, loaded with 18 rounds of 124 grain plus P Golden Saber, weighs in at 11 ounces even. The field strip, very easy, very standard Sig 226. Just lock the slide to the rear, take down, lever down, slides right off. It'll reveal your very long, very solid rails and your internals. You also have a non-captive recoil spring and guide rod, a very nice barrel which has an excellent coating. This coating has lasted through all the rounds I put through it, which is about 1,500 at this point. And then you have your slide, very nice slide, and also not too much wear, I'm happy to report. Putting it back together, very simple. Just drop your barrel in. Make sure when you're reassembling the colored side of whatever recoil spring you have goes inboard. If all your paint has worn off, the way you tell is the painted side is slightly tighter than the non-painted side, so if you feel a little friction this way and none that way, then you know it's always nice to have a nice snug fit, right? Put it back together. Just make sure it fits into the guide rod channel there. Put your slide back on the rails, lock it to the rear. Back together. On to ergonomics, features, trigger, and sights. Ergonomics are perfect on this gun in my opinion. They are flawless. This pistol is the physical embodiment of doing all the little things right, culminating in the perfect package. So what you have here is the stubby beaver tail, which people have problems with, but it gives you enough of a beaver tail that it's there and it would protect you from any sort of hammer bite, which I've never experienced with a Sig, but it gives you that beaver tail and a nice sure grip when gripping the pistol at speed, but it's short enough that you can conceal carry it with zero issue. The grips are G10 grips, very, very nice traction, very excellent texture. They lock into your hand and they are not overly aggressive. This is the perfect texture in my opinion. Gives you exactly enough to be in that nice happy spot of confident grip, excellent traction, and not chewing up your hands as you're shooting it throughout the day. On the front, you have excellent checkering, which you can feel, but it doesn't, again, chew your hand up. Additionally, they did an undercut and a little bit of a bevel there in the front, which together give you a perfect grip. Every time I grip this pistol, it goes exactly where it's supposed to go. I get the perfect grip every draw. I'm not sitting there fidgeting with it. And once I've established my grip and start pressing shots, it just stays there. It stays exactly where it's supposed to stay. On the front, which is hard to see with the light on there, and the bottom of the trigger guard, you have checkering as well. For me, I use it as a reference point when mating up my grip to put my index finger right up to the front of it and not go past it. It's an excellent reference point, and it doesn't tear up your hand in the process. So overall, honestly, I give the Ergonomics a 10 out of 10. They're perfect. This is exactly what I want out of any Sig that I put my hand on. This is the standard of measurement for me. Features. So this is not an ambidextrous handgun at all. All your controls are checkered, which is excellent. It's a very nice checkering, excellent texture, very easy to actuate the magazine release. Decocker, same story. It's a standard Sig decocker. They didn't shape it any differently. It's just checkered. And your slide release is smaller and also checkered. So it's very easy to actuate, especially on the gun. What I will say is I do get more slide locks with this particular setup versus other Sigs in general, but if you're not cognizant of where you're placing your firing hand, you will hold it down just enough for the slide not to lock back. So that has been an issue a few times. And you will see it in some of the shooting footage, but honestly, it's an improvement and I do like it. I also like that it's checkered and you can still manipulate the slide with it. You have your forward and rear cocking serrations, which are excellent. This pistol is really easy to manipulate because the recoil spring is very light, and it comes with a rail to mount your super expensive Legion Surefire X300U. So it's a nice 600 lumen light, and it has the new modern attachment system, which is the Bravo designation there on the light. Excellent package. This is how it should be. Onto the trigger. Trigger is 10 pounds even double action. Your single action reset is super light, super short, very tactile and audible. It's a 4-pound single action, which is excellent. The trigger is adjustable. I've never done it, have no idea how to do it, wouldn't recommend doing it. Mine was perfect as I got it. And honestly, with the trigger, I wouldn't change a thing. It is perfect. 4 pounds is my happy place with all triggers. I don't like it lighter than 4 pounds, and I don't really like it heavier than 4.5. 5 I can deal with. 5.5 is usually my lateral limit. 6 pounds and up, I can run it, but I don't like it. This trigger is astonishingly good, and it allows me to do pretty amazing things. I will say though, because of how good it is, If you sleep on it at all, or you're not paying attention, or you're not practicing proper fundamentals, you will miss with spectacular excellence. I mean, you will throw a shot quicker than anything, and you'll wonder why, because this gun is so good. You're missing, but it's because this trigger is so precise. I mean, just perfect. One of the sights, these are the Sig X-ray sights, aka our answer to Trijicon HDs. You have a blacked out rear sight, tritium vials, and you have your green front sight with tritium as well. So you have tritium night sights, and the green front sight is very fast and easy to pick up in the daylight. I will say I prefer this color over Trijicon's yellow-green color, the mellow yellow color. It's a lot faster, and this green is excellent for my eye. I do really appreciate Trijicon HDs. They're my go-to sight on almost everything, but I will say that I'm not swapping Trijicon HDs onto this pistol. All right, so how do I feel about the pistol? My final thoughts on the pistol. I will say this is the perfect SIG for me. It's definitely in my top 3 9mm, my 9mm triad. The SIG Legion to me is everything SIG does right in the same place on a handgun, which translates to excellent results on the range. I have pulled shots off with this pistol that it blows me away every day. There was one video, and I'll put the footage in here. There was a target left behind at the range, paper target, and I had transitioned to it quickly at like 12 or 15 yards, and I center punched the bullseye with it on a single action shot, moving not as deliberately as I normally would, so I didn't expect a good hit, and I got a perfect center punch bullseye. This thing is amazing. It does not move when you shoot it. If you drive it properly, and this is with 124 and 124 plus P, it just stays super flat. It is so easy to shoot flat, and that's without the light. With the light, it doesn't move. Everyone that I've let fire this pistol, be it my wife, some of my good friends, they shoot this thing and they shoot the lights out with it, and they're like, it doesn't recoil at all. It's just a super flat pistol. Most of that comes down to Sig 226s in general. They're a very flat shooting pistol, very reliable pistol. But the Legion, with the features that it gives you, the enhancements in the grip, the undercut, the features from the X series that just tie into all the little stuff, making this pistol awesome, working in concert together to deliver the best possible shooting experience you can get out of a 226 without going to an X series pistol, spending $2,000-$3,000. Honestly, this is the best bang for the buck SIG out there. And there's a lot of pushback from the SIG community and gun community in general about this gun because it pushes the lifestyle. It's like, oh, we got the Sig Sauer Legion knife, and we got the Sig Sauer Legion coffee mug, and we have the Sig Sauer Legion keychain, and we got the Legion car seat, and we got the Legion Surefire light, and we got the Legion case, and we got the Legion earmuffs, and we got the Legion holsters. And none of those things are an exaggeration because they literally have all of that on there. And yes, Sig Sauer was trying to begin a lifestyle around tactical goodness, but the main point here is the Legion series itself is awesome. And honestly, all of the equipment that they make and put with these things, though ridiculously overpriced, is quality. So the knives and all this stuff, everyone lusts after them because they are good, but they make fun of them because it's the Legion. It has this little lambda on there. So it's got that air about it all the time. But what I'll tell you, say with a complete straight face, is all that melts away the second you load it and start pressing shots. buy a Legion, you wonder why you have anything else. And anytime I shoot another 9mm pistol, I wonder if those rounds are well spent, because I could be putting it through this. And I know I'm a diehard HK guy, and this is coming from a diehard HK guy. And yes, I have a soft spot in my heart for SIGs, especially the 226 and the X series. And yes, I have expensive taste, but this gun right here represents value in a way that's hard to describe. It gives you premium experience, a premium custom shop gun experience for around the $1,200 mark, and they're getting cheaper. You know, you have your gray gun internals, you have borderline custom shop work in the frame, you know, with the undercut and the checkering, the grips, all that stuff together gives you one of the best shooting experiences you'll ever have, especially at this price point. There's other guns out there that do something very similar, and in the steel frame 9mm pistol market, there's three are the Sig Legion, the 75 Shadow 2, and the Wilson Combat Beretta 92G. Those are the three pistols that everyone gravitates towards in that price point. But what I'll tell you is, with the shootability that the 226 provides you, the lineage, all of the ability and just history, honestly, it offers, it's hard to give it a pass. And having something this nice in a pistol that we've all come to recognize as a Wonder 9 is awesome. Do I think this is the top tier 226? No, that's what the X series is for, but you're not going to be carrying an X series. So this gives you a pistol that you can carry confidently, either in a duty status or as concealed carry, or use it for home defense, and you're not using a $2,000 or $3,000 SIG that's a range toy and show gun. You're using a factory semi-custom gun that is pretty cost effective for its class and gives you a lot of features. So overall, this is one of my favorite guns, and when I introduce it to people, I say this is some of the best money I've ever spent. And to be so heavily invested in other guns, namely HKs, to have something like this pull me away this hard, and to find a place in my top 3 9mm this fast, this easily, is excellent. And honestly, do a Mr. Guns and Gear video where you can only have 5 guns, this would be one of the 5. So it's definitely earned a place in my heart. Trigger press from the first one to my most recent has been a pleasure and put a smile on my face, and it is just an excellent handgun. I cannot recommend it highly enough, and I am very happy that I bought it. It may not be the perfect pistol for you, may not be in the price range you want it to be, and there may be things that suit your needs better, and there may be something that another pistol gives you that this one won't. But what I'll tell you is, if you're looking for a SIG and you're looking at SIG's website and you see all the ridiculous models they have for the 226, I want a 226 that's going to give me the best experience. Hands down, the Sig Sauer Legion 226 is amazing. They also have a single action variant, which I don't talk about much. It's not really for me, but it's a smooth shooting gun. I've had friends that have shot it. Excellent pistol. You really can't go wrong. And with all the caliber choices, the 9, 357 SIG, and 40, and also the other SIG Legion offerings, you can pretty much cover your bases. So highly recommend it. Definitely go shoot one. And I love this pistol. Thanks for watching. Take care. Take care of each other. Stay safe. And support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America. That's why I bought it.
I'll put 100 rounds to it. That one way all over the place. The shit out of them, that's what it is. There you go.